By the way, to the person that says, show proof you were swatted. Hey, homo, you guys like to file your little Freedom of Information Act requests. Polk County Sheriff's Office, back when all this bullshit started, go file your little things. Why would I do that? You pay your money to my county. Pay the money you guys like to pay for Freedom of Information. Like, you guys have already done the gay Freedom of Information Act request. So if you really want to prove it, file one. But yes, the cops did show up multiple times. So it is what it is. And the other one was, if you want to look it up, file a Freedom of Information Act request. One of these retards, I believe Alan Powell, because he said on Twitter before, I'm going to call the police on you, that somebody called Crime Stoppers. I shit you not. Somebody called Crime Stoppers right after Road Rage Tampa, like sometime in January, and told the police, I've got a bunch of clips of this guy. And I swear to God, he goes, he admitted to using cocaine last weekend in Tampa. I said, not kidding you. Somebody called Crime Stoppers Anonymous here in Florida and was like, this guy, I've got a video clip where he admits to using cocaine last weekend at something in Tampa. And the cop was like, I mean, I'll call the guy, but and I think they called Royce or whatever, and then Royce called me, and Royce was like, you got to call this cop. Apparently something happened. And I had to call the cop, and the cop was just like, so look, this is fucking stupid, but I had to call you anyway. We received an anonymous tip. I'll explain it to you. And he starts explaining it to me. He said that you were performing at some event like a week or two ago in Tampa and that you were using drugs and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. Like, I wasn't saying, yeah, I did drugs, but he just kind of stopped and I went, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I mean, that's it. He's like, look, this is stupid. He's like, I honestly couldn't charge you with anything if I wanted to. He's like, but I just have to call you. And he's like, anytime something gets reported, I got to follow up on it. So blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And he was like, and then I explained to him, I'm like, look, we do an internet show. And, explained it to him. And the cop was like, okay, so it's like, yeah, these people that just don't like me and they, whatever, they do this shit all the time. I'm like, there's a detective in Polk County, one of your detectives. I'm like, you can reach out to him. We had a file open with him because we had the cops show up last time with the same bullshit. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, so I was like, check in with that guy. And the guy's like, all right. And then he's like, so what kind of show do you do? And we were just talking. And I was like, so we basically do like a comedy show, but it's sort of like how do I explain it? Like, it's like a right-wing daily show. So it's like more libertarian, Second Amendment, like right-wing stuff. And, whatever. And the guy was like, oh, what's it called? And I was like, oh, it's Revenge of the Cis. And the guy was like Revenge of the, how do you spell? And I was like, CIS, like cisgender. It's Revenge of the Cis. And the guy's like, oh, shit. You know what, man? I got to check that out. And I'm like, yeah, dude. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I swear to God. It's all my fucking life. He was like, yeah, dude. All right, I'll check it out. And you know what? He probably never did. But that's how that phone call ended. It just ended with being pleasant. It was like, yeah, man. It's just the cop was like laughing. He's like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. They wanted me to arrest you for doing drugs at a party. And I was like, I mean, if you want to come round me up. Like, he was laughing. So I'm like, you want to come round me up? I'll give you my address. And then he said, he goes, the guy also described you as having done so many different drugs. He goes that, frankly, if he was telling the truth, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. You would be dead. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, the guy said you were doing cocaine, but that you were also doing methamphetamine and that you were doing this and you were doing that. And I was like, yeah, no. It's just so whatever, man. It just is what it is. But again, these are the same guys that will say I flag channels, but meanwhile, they flagged Adonis Paul. They flagged me before they flag all these guys. They'll tell you I dox people, but they're the ones that dox me. They'll tell you that I operate all these alt accounts and, I do all this, but that's not me. That's Porcelain, who's been caught twice doing that. So a lot of projecting from this crowd. Oh, okay. Let me see that real quick.